All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever really stopped to wonder what you're made of? I mean, on a deep level. Today, we're going to go microscopic. We're diving into the incredible, living fabric that literally builds our bodies from the ground up.
So if I asked you that question, what would you say? Probably something like bones, muscles, organs, right? And hey, you'd be totally right. But let's push it a step further. What are those things made of? Well, if we zoom way, way in, past anything you can see with the naked eye, we find this amazing world of intricate, specialized materials. We call them tissues. And the science that lets us explore this hidden world? It's called histology. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like studying our body's architecture. It's all about understanding the fundamental building blocks that come together to build, well, you. And here's the wild part. All the incredible complexity in your body, everything, it's all built from just 4 fundamental types of tissue. That's it. If you can understand these 4, it's kind of like having the master blueprint for how pretty much any animal body is put together.
And here they are, the big 4. You've got epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. As you can see, they all look pretty different, and trust me, each one has a very, very specific job to do.
Okay, so to make this super simple, let's use some analogies. Think of epithelium as the liners. They cover everything. Connective tissue, that's the scaffolding, holding it all together. Muscular tissue provides the motors that let us move. And nervous tissue is the wiring that sends all the signals. Pretty cool, right? For today, we're going to focus on that first one, epithelium, the great organizer.
All right, let's dive deep into epithelial tissue. This is the stuff that quite literally separates your insides from the outside world. It's responsible for creating all the barriers, linings, and boundaries all over your body.
And when I say all over, I mean everywhere. These sheets of cells, they form your skin, obviously, but they also line your entire digestive tract, all of your blood vessels, your lungs, you name it. You can really think of them as the ultimate gatekeepers for your body.
Now, epithelial tissue has some really unique superpowers. For one, it has a distinct top and a bottom. We call that polarity. Its cells are packed together super tight, just like bricks in a wall. It also doesn't have its own blood supply, which, by the way, is why a tiny paper cut doesn't always bleed. And maybe most important of all, it has this incredible ability to regenerate. Just think about how fast a little cut on your skin heals.
So let's go back to that polarity idea for a second. Every single sheet of epithelial cells has what's called an apical surface. That's the top part, the side that faces the open space, like the inside of your stomach or the outside world. Then there's the basal surface on the bottom, which is anchored to the tissue underneath. This whole top and bottom setup is absolutely essential for it to do its job right. Okay, so how do we start telling all these different types of epithelium apart? Well, it's actually a pretty simple 2-part system. The very first thing we look at is the number of cell layers. And just that one detail tells us a ton about what that specific tissue is designed to do. And it's a really straightforward trade-off, you know? You have simple epithelium, which is just a single layer of cells. It's thin, it's delicate, which makes it perfect for places where things need to pass through quickly. Think absorption or filtration. Then you have stratified epithelium. That means multiple layers are stacked on top of each other, creating this thick, durable barrier. And that's exactly what you want in places that get a lot of wear and tear.
All right, so that's part 1, layers. Part 2 of the system is just as logical. We just look at the shape of the cells themselves. There are 3 basic shapes to know, and you guessed it, each shape is, once again, perfectly suited for a very particular job.
First up, we have squamous cells. Just look at them. They're super thin and flattened, almost like tiles on a floor. And that shape is no accident. Being that thin makes them absolutely perfect for places where stuff needs to pass through really fast, like in the air sacs of your lungs, where oxygen and CO2 have to swap places.
Next, we've got cuboidal cells, and as the name suggests, they're pretty much cube-shaped, like little dice. This boxy shape gives them more internal space, more volume to pack in all the cellular machinery they need for things like secretion. That's why you'll find them lining places like your glands and kidney tubules.
And finally, we have columnar cells. These guys are tall and rectangular, like little pillars. And that extra height? It allows them to pack in even more complex cellular machinery, which makes them perfect for the heavy-duty work of digestion and absorption in your intestines.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together, the fun part. We take those 2 pieces of the puzzle, the number of layers, and the shape of the cells, and we just put them together. That's how we name and understand pretty much any type of epithelial tissue. It really is like being a tiny architect of the body.
And the naming system is so simple, you're going to love it. You just say the layer arrangement first, then the cell shape. That's it. So a single layer of flat squamous cells, that's simple squamous epithelium. What about multiple layers of cube-shaped cells? You got it, stratified cuboidal epithelium. See? You're practically a histologist already. And here you can see how it all clicks into place. Every single combination of layer and shape creates a totally unique tissue that's designed with just incredible precision for one specific job in one specific part of the body. I mean, nature is just an amazing engineer, isn't it?
Okay, to make this all crystal clear, let's look at a real-world example that you know very well, your own skin. It is the perfect example of a tissue that is absolutely built for purpose.
The secret weapon of our skin is a special protein called keratin. This stuff is a tough, fibrous protein, and it does two incredibly important jobs. It protects us from scrapes and abrasion, and it makes our skin waterproof.
And this is where you can really see the difference that one little protein makes. The tissue on top is keratinized, that's your outer skin. See how the surface cells are basically dead and just packed full of that tough keratin? That's for maximum protection. But then look at the non-keratinized tissue below it. That's like the lining of your esophagus. It's still a protective barrier, for sure, but it has to stay moist and alive and flexible. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that old saying, form follows function. And that's true right down to the microscopic level. The shape of a single cell, the way it's layered with its neighbors, none of it is random. It is the entire reason our organs can do what they do, whether that's breathing, digesting our food, or just protecting us from the outside world.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We've only just, and pardon the pun, scratched the surface by looking at our body's liners. But think about it. If there's this much elegant, perfect design just in our body's coverings, can you even imagine the wonders of engineering that are hiding deeper inside? You know, in our scaffolding, our motors, and all that complex wiring.